everyone. Today I'd like to talk about dropped stitches, and rather than being the dropped stitches which are accidents, which we all do, I want to talk about on purpose dropped stitches, if you like. These are drop stitches that are incorporated into patterns. They will give your project a bit of a lacy feel and are essentially just elongated stitches. So these drop stitches are incorporated into 2 rows. You're going to make them on the right side row and you are going to finish them on the wrong side row, and that's it, and that's all you do. It really is just making extra yarn overs on your knit or purl stitches and then dropping the extra yarn overs on the next row, and you get these nice elongated stitches. Let's have a look and see how to do it. So for these ones we're going to wrap the yarn 3 times for each stitch, but you're going to want to pay attention to the pattern that you're using, because I would imagine that many designers will use different sized drop stitches, and the number of wraps that you make for each stitch will determine the size of your drop stitch. So for this we're going to wrap 3 times. So on the right side we are going to insert the needle as if to knit, and we're going to wrap the yarn as we normally do. Instead of pulling it through though, we're going to wrap another 2 times. So we've got 3 wraps all together, and then we pull the stitch through. So we have 1 stitch on the right needle, but it actually has 3 loops. So we'll do that again. Insert the right needle, wrap, 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 pull it through, make sure that you have caught all 3 of your yarn overs. The language for this is sort of interchangeable, whether your pattern will call these wraps or yarn overs. Have a look in the abbreviations of your pattern so that you don't get confused while you are knitting it. 1, 2, 3. And you want to make sure that you keep some even tension on these. 1, 2, 3. If you pull them very, very tight, you'll find that you won't be able to move the stitches on your needle. And if they're very, very loose, you can get yourself all tied up in knots. 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. And last one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have all our stitches. We've essentially tripled our stitch count, but we are really still only counting 1 of these loops on every stitch as a stitch, because we're about to drop the other ones. Still with me? Hopefully. Okay, so you're going to follow your pattern for your wrong side. I am going to knit these, even though I'm in stocking stitch. I'm going to knit these so that you can see, but again, do follow your pattern so you can see what to do. Now, I didn't make these very tight, but they are still difficult to move when you're going onto a cable. So we're going to insert the right needle into the first loop. We're going to wrap this and we're going to pull it through as we normally would. Now this time we're going to drop the stitch, but we've got 2 more yarn overs, so we're going to drop those as well, and that gives us a long stitch. Second stitch, those are our 3 loops. Into the first one, wrap, pull through, drop the other 2 yarn overs. In, over, through, and your off is going to take 1, 2 yarn overs, in, over, through, 1, 2, 3, in, over, 1, 2, 3. And last one. Now don't worry if your stitches seem like they're all over the place, they will even out their tension as you knit your next row. And there we have intentional dropped stitches. Much better than the accidental ones. And that's it. Oops. Thanks very much.